Good afternoon, class. My name is Jesus Sanchez, and I want to tell my story about how I stole something for the first time. I felt really guilty too. Um, the motivation to that was kind of my older brother telling his stories of how he would steal a lot and stuff, and he kind of make it sound cool. But when I stole something, I kind of found out that I'm really not. I'm not. That's not me. It's just I feel really guilty. So I was in seventh grade, and we were sitting in a science. I was sitting in a science class, and there was a kid who sat next to me, and his backpack happened to be open, and I saw a gaming device right there in his backpack. So while he wasn't looking, I grabbed it, and then when he found out, a few minutes later, he just started crying really loud, and he just started crying, and then he kind of put his head down on the desk, and he just didn't react anymore. That's how he reacted. That day when I went home, I showed my mom that I found the device was a Nintendo DS. Uh, I had showed my mom, and she knew right away the bluff. She knew that I was lying. So I went to my room, and I started feeling really guilty, really guilty. I felt like I feel like there was like weight on my shoulder. I felt like the devil was on my shoulders or something like that. That's how I could explain it. I feel really bad, like I committed a crime, which I did. Um, so there was another kid who was my friend, and I remember telling him about it, and he said, "Let's go sell it and split the money." Um, I remember just not wanting anything to do with it no more, so I gave it to him, the guy, my friend, and he went to go sell it, and he actually spent the money all for himself. I did react I did react bad towards that. I got mad at him for that, but at the same time I kind of just didn't want anything to do with that. I felt really guilty. I feel really guilty. So later, like the next day, I remember seeing the kid that I stole from, and I remember telling him that I'm gonna actually give him my console because of how bad I felt. So I ended up the next morning after that, when I saw him at school, I actually gave him my console, my model, which was an older model, but it was pretty much like the same thing. I had took my memory out of it and everything, so I gave it to him. And then later that day, he actually came up to me and told me that he like that my the one I gave him, it had got stolen while he was in PE. It got stolen in the locker rooms. Uh, it was a big relief for me, but at the same time, like, oh, that's just it's just like that's just a story to tell to me. Honestly, I tell it to everyone. Honestly, uh, yeah. Thank you.